Welcome to episode 2 of Building a Youth Camp from Scratch. In this episode, we will tour Camp Kulaqua, an 800-acre mega youth camp, and we will meet with our consultants and general contractor to figure out budgets. This was a really fun but super chilly day for Florida standards. We have been planning for what feels like a very long time, and some days I have to remember who exactly I'm doing this for. Did I tell you this place has a zoo? So ready or not, here we go.
So long-term goal is obviously to build this camp, and then
meet our lovely and talented consultant, Misha. She is helping me stay on track so that the squirrels won't take me away. Thank God for Misha.
and short-term goal is to get you in front of investors. And to do that, we're going to have a proposal that you can display to them. All right, so today that's what we're going to get to focus on, is thanks to the incredible drawing that you had done, Marcus, with the drawing that she had done, and the details of cost and layout and just what this overall project's going to encompass.
Yes. So like I told Ann, I have a meeting on Tuesday with a septic company.
This is Mark, our general contractor. He and his family have been our friends for over many years. He was our first choice to hire because we know he'll get the job done right, and it'll be a lot of fun working with a friend.
Open up my doors for companies that they might offer a well. At least we get some preliminary numbers so that we can at least say, this is what we're looking at. We can always go shop after.
Turns out the number for 150 people to use the bathroom is $1.2 million.
Even now, the more that I'm thinking about it, I don't know how much is a pond going to cost to dig? Can we do like Encino Man where they dug their own pool? Do you have a shipping container compact here or no?
I don't.
They're useless.
But I'm useless. We'll find one. They're like you said, they're
dime a
dozen.
Yep.
And then we'll need to discuss, when you do talk with them, what's needed. If we're going to put it on raw land, do we need to put a pad down? Do we need to raise it up? Then that's another thing. You got to just be careful about floods.
Here's what Mark is talking about. These are our bunkhouse units that are going to be made out of shipping containers in 40-foot segments, having 2 bunkhouses for sleeping and 1 with a bathroom. And we're going to make them look like shotgun houses from New Orleans.
So making sure that if you're going to do this, we need to make sure that we do it right.
Yes.
Yeah, we live too close to each other to have it done wrong.
Yes.
I'll be knocking on
yours.
No, I'll be knocking on your door.
So those little things, but yeah, the bigger stuff, we can get that fairly within the next couple of weeks, I would think.
Chris and I are going to meet with Byron and Misha today. Byron has worked at Camp Kulaqua since 1994. He is very invested in the vision of this camp and graciously gave us a 3-hour tour showing us every single nook and cranny of this camp. He gave us lots of invaluable information, and we really thoroughly enjoyed it. So join us for this really wild adventure and looking at a camp that will sleep about 1,000 people and rest on 800 acres out in the middle of High Springs, Florida.
Different stoves and grills and that kind of thing. That's the dish room back there. It's called the King Chapel, and it'll seat about 4. These were the first ones that we put in 30 years ago.
Wow.
And
Oh, wow.
Phil figured out how many nights he needed to have them filled to make it work. And in the first year, we had them filled 3 times more than he figured we needed. And the boys circle over there. And then we have what we call the Indian was here on Earth. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I was wondering.
He's
wow.
2,700 years old.
Wow.
Oh my gosh.
Welcome to the Nature Center. This place comes with its own zoo.
What's in there?
She said Sylvester. I'm not sure what.
I'm assuming it's a cat of some sort. Or maybe it's a skunk?
Oh yeah, it's a skunk.
It's a skunk. Oh my gosh.
I forgot who Sylvester was.
Is this
People visit here too. And visitors.
Oh my gosh.
This is
Wow.
Sylvester.
Hi, Sylvester. Oh my god.
For that owl for years, and so she'll come and do.
Oh, excuse me. Hi, guys. How's it going? The lions.
This is Faith, and this girl. Hey guys, we're over here.
No, this being a
Judah,
sanctuary.
Judah, I couldn't think of his name.
Oh
Judah.
yeah. Of course it's.
You should have seen her the first time we let her out into the community
Yeah.
enclosure.
Scoping it out.
She's walking along the fence over there. She's not slide there in the corner. So that's a hot item in the summertime.
Oh, I bet.
And then that little tower over there. Spring villas, we call them.
Yeah, let's see why.
So,
Wow.
yeah, so there's 3 ACs in here. You got the one upstairs, this one here for this part. It's unfortunately it's not the same key. You can see made up anyway.
Yes. Hotel room.
Those are too bad too, like the ones in the villas.
And then does this couch make out?
Yeah, it's a sleeper sofa here.
Wow. What are you thinking so far about today? What are you learning?
I'm thinking that you will eventually have something just as impressive. It's just going to take a lot of years to add this many features, but it's cool to see that it took them that long too.
Yes.
And yeah, I think this is going to be a really good model to follow.
Yes. And it comes with a zoo.
It comes with a zoo.
A place for my children to be. So today was pretty eventful. We saw the camp and I'm exhausted. It was a 2 hour and 45-minute drive. Put an Aquaphor on my face because I just had a chemical peel. And gotta keep the face greased up. Getting ready for bed. So anyway, it was a really eventful day. I think Chris and I both really enjoyed seeing the camp and the facility and all the things. I had never been out there. Victoria has gone out there for camp with a church we used to belong to several years ago, and she remembers it. And so we talked to her about many things and asked her questions and whatnot. But what we have found that we have come across several times is just the willingness of people wanting to help us and to talk to us about their experience, about what they do with their camp, And this is the second former camp director who openly shared. The other camp director I talked to was a guy who was the camp director for Camp Olympia in Trinity, Texas, from 1978 until the 2000s and early 2000s. And he had some really, really good things to say about the camp too, and a lot of really great advice to give. And this was a 3-hour tour in this camp. We couldn't believe how long, like we were starving, about to like gnaw our arms off and stuff after we were done because we were so hungry. And I forgot to bring food in the car. We have a tendency to get hangry in our family if we don't eat right away. Low blood sugar stuff. So, and I really wanted to take Chris to this great barbecue place in Micanopy, Florida, which is where they made that movie Doc Hollywood back in the 90s, if you remember that movie with Michael J. Fox. They made it in this town, and this town is like the world stood still. Florida has a lot of really cool old towns where they are just untouched since the 50s or earlier, and just really cool old oak trees and cypress trees covered in moss. It reminds me of Louisiana. But we really enjoyed today a lot. And we left not feeling overwhelmed, not feeling at peace. I did not ask my husband a million questions. First of all, I know don't ask him anything until he's had something to eat. And then, so he says, why aren't you driving fast enough to get to the restaurant? And I'm like, I'm just focused on don't ask Chris any questions right now until we get to the restaurant and you've eaten. He goes, that's a smart idea. So I did exactly that. I did not ask my husband any questions until after we ate. And even still, I didn't really have a ton of questions to ask him. But the interesting thing about all of this is I have owned businesses in the past. I owned a flower shop for many years. I was a very driven person, really focused on goal-oriented task as far as getting things done, climbing the ladder, people-pleasing, all the things. Even had started a nonprofit that was going to be a pantry, a food pantry, and just experienced a lot of like ups and downs of businesses. And I'll tell you the one difference I've noticed with this, which I think it's 100% spirit-led, because I don't feel any pressure to perform. I don't feel like this is my dog and pony show where I'm supposed to perform and I'm supposed to make things happen right away, and I'm supposed to grind, get ahead of the game or whatever. I just feel like, okay, I completed this task today. What am I going to do tomorrow? And now that I know that, what I'm going to do today and what can I do tomorrow, I don't feel this pressure of like, I have to perform. I have to get these things done. I have to check off my to-do list and I have to do it by a certain date and time, because I feel like God is going to bring this to us in his timing and his perfect timing. And he's going to bring us the right people and the right money that we're going to need, because I don't have $1.2 million to pay for a sewer system. And this camp we just looked at was built on 800 acres. So, it'll have to be God, because I don't need a camp. I don't need a camp to have anything really to do. I am perfectly content with doing what I'm doing now, watching my kids go to school, not being a homeschool mom anymore, watching my husband have a new job. We have all turned over new leaves. And so my friend's coming over tomorrow and we're going to watch Urban Cowboy in the morning. And I'm really excited about that because she has never seen it and she doesn't even know what Urban Cowboy is. I'm really excited about educating her on this thing. So until next time, our next adventure, I'm not sure what it is going to be. We're going to meet with Misha one more time while she's in town. She actually lives in northern Alabama and we are here in Central Florida. So she comes and meets us. So we might see her one more time before she goes back and have a meeting and make sure we're getting all of our things figured out so that we are building the pitch deck to be able to pitch to an investor group, perchance. Or maybe it's a group of churches. I don't really know. So God knows. That's all we need to know. So until our next episode, au revoir.
You think we got enough food?